Good afternoon. Chuck Morse here from the Morse Force. The midterm election is only a few days away. Today's Thursday. The midterm is next Tuesday. Already people are out early voting. I am hoping, and quite frankly, I am praying that the Republicans hold on to both houses of Congress. I don't care so much about the states. I'd like to see Republicans do well on the state level, but my main focus is the Congress, because if the Democrats take over the House, I mean, already Nancy Pelosi is warming up the gavel, and Maxine Waters is warming up, and they're all ready to go with interminable investigations of every time Trump goes to the toilet, they're going to investigate, and hearings and committees, and everybody getting their fat faces on television, and attempts at impeachment. I mean, they're going to go hog wild over it. It's going to hurt this country. Now, whether you like President Trump or not, he has been a great success. He has fulfilled, or has worked to fulfill, much of his agenda. To understand President Trump, you need to look at the Republican platform for the last campaign. President Trump is following that platform to the T. He is trying to implement it to the letter, which is very unusual because past presidents, both Democrat and Republican, have generally ignored the platform, which means that he's doing what he was elected to do. And he needs the Congress to at least stay out of the way, if not help him. He has implemented reforms. They were able to get a tax cut, which did put money in the pockets of working people. He has reduced the size of government. In every agency, they've cut back on onerous regulations that have hurt business, they've hurt individuals, they've hurt our ability to be free. We want to continue that. Even if you're liberal, you live in this country, you want freedom. He has increased America's prestige around the world. All this talk that he's, hurt us, it's nonsense. If you're Jewish, he has relocated the American embassy to Jerusalem, and now other nations are following suit. Apparently, this new incoming president of Brazil is thinking of doing that. And that has had a stabilizing influence on the Middle East. Now you have Arab countries, Islamic countries, beginning to move toward recognizing the state of Israel. That would have been unthinkable years ago. And it has a lot to do with the fact that Obama had allied the United States with Iran with that horrible deal, which President Trump has undone. And now that that's undone, there's a natural alliance by moderate Muslim states against radical Islam. And that in that alliance, they are finding common cause with Israel. They also could learn a lot from Israel about how to promote democracy, how to promote private ownership, and how to promote good economic principles. That was the original agreement that was brought forth between Israel and King Faisal back in 1919. The spirit of the Weizmann-Faisal Accords is coming back, and that is for the good of the Middle East and the advancement of the sovereignty, not just of Israel, but of all of the Muslim states in the region who can learn from Israel and emulate Israel in their own attempt to further their complete independence and sovereignty and prosperity. President Trump has been a very good and interesting president. He deserves to be able to continue his agenda for the next 2 years, whether or not you like him. We need to find out whether or not he really can do all the things that he's talked about doing. And he can't do it all in just 2 years. He needs a full term to do it. And in order to give him that full term, we need to keep Congress in the hands of Republicans, because the Democrats are just nothing but his enemies. They want to undo everything that he's done. They want to return to the days when the United States has turned into a province of the world, and where domestically they turn into a hyper-nationalist society which controls many aspects, if not all, ultimately, of the life of the citizen, whether it be nationalized welfare, nationalized healthcare, nationalized education, nationalized police. That's what the Democrats offer. So we need to give President Trump another 2 years. At the end of those next 2 years, if he has not fulfilled what he has promised to fulfill, if he proves not to be who he says he is, then the American people will have a chance to vote him out of office and elect a Democratic president. That's fine. Excuse me. But in the meantime, we need to support him. And the best way to do that, ultimately the only way to do that, is to keep Congress in the hands of the Republicans, both House and Senate. Anyways, those are my thoughts for today. I am praying that this happens. And I want to thank you for watching. Thanks a lot, everybody.